What's up, guys? If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Also, please smash that like button on the video and enjoy the show.
They confiscated everything. You know, they tried to bury him because he couldn't be sold out. Like, Thomas Edison. Do you know about all the stuff that he did to try to destroy Nikola Tesla?
I know it. I know some of it, but please enlighten us with all of it.
So basically, it's kind of a different rabbit hole, but bring me back to Nikola Tesla and Nikola Tesla's idea of like how to figure out problems. So Nikola Tesla was a God-given genius, if there ever was one, and he invented what is called the alternating current, which is what we use in all of our buildings today. He invented it from the direct current that was created by Thomas Edison. I hope I'm saying that right. I'm not a Nikola Tesla expert, but
correct it in the comments.
Yeah. It's one or the other. But I believe Tesla created the alternating current while working for Edison, who had created the direct current. He created something better. Edison didn't like that. Thomas Jefferson, Nikola Tesla wanted to go out on his own, and he wanted to go out on his own and have his own inventions or whatever. And so it was clear cut that the alternating current was better than the direct current. And so they went on this, Thomas Jefferson with like the state government or whatever, went on this smear campaign.
Thomas Edison?
Yeah. Thomas Edison went on this smear campaign against Nikola Tesla, trying to destroy all of the funding that he might get. And so what he was doing was he would bring these elephants, like he would get elephants from India and from Africa, he would get them sailed into the U.S., and he'd get these other big animals, and he'd take them into the streets, and he would basically say, don't listen to Nikola Tesla. His invention of the alternating current causes this to happen. And he'd show some kind of experiment, and he would electrocute an elephant to death. But you know what he was doing it with? The direct current that he invented. He wasn't using the alternating current that Nikola Tesla invented. He was using his own invention to electrocute elephants to death in the middle of a town square to smear Nikola Tesla. Thomas Edison was a bad man.
Yeah.
And so, anyways, Nikola Tesla was on something else that the powers that be didn't want to get out to the public. Could it have something to do with like free, limitless energy that would destroy, the ability for, higher elite people to tax or to, charge us for electricity use? Sure. That might be what they were worried about, because there are stories of like magicians that went, and these could just be rumors, but there were magicians that were friends with Nikola Tesla that would go out and see him at his like private vacation estate, and he had these like rods that he would attach to light bulbs, and he pushed them down in the ground near this generator that he had, and it would light the light bulb. So he was like sending electricity through the ground. And he has this quote that's like, if you were to study something about like waves and frequencies and thoughts, we would make more scientific progression in 10 years than we did in the last 100. That's butchering his quote, but that's what Nikola Tesla has said.
I was unaware that the FBI raided his house.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
When he died. That is,
I think it's the FBI, but
sinister.
Yeah. The government raided his house and took everything. And he created, that man using the alternating current created more wealth than 99% of people. More than 99% of people who have ever lived. You know how much money he had in his bank account when he died?
Not a lot.
$88.
Yeah. Now,
$88.
Now, he was old when he died. Let's point that out. He was born in 1857 and died in 1943. So he was an old man.
Yep.
But awfully convenient that he dies smack dab in World War II when no one's paying attention to like domestic shit going on here.
Interesting.
Interesting.
I hadn't thought about that.
They could very quietly raid anything there, do whatever they want.
You just looked that up?
No, yeah, because we just pulled up his Wikipedia right here. He died January 1943. Wow. That is some weird shit.
No, that is very interesting. I thought he died in the 50s, so so I was ignorant to that as well.
That is, because I've heard some of these stories before, and I knew Edison was a lot of a fraud, and not to say he didn't create anything, but stole other people's work and tried to destroy other people. The elephant story every time. Oof, that's so bad.
Yeah.
But
so he really believed that if we were to study like waves, currents, and thoughts, something like that, that we'd make more progression scientifically in 10 years than we would in the last 100 or the last 1,000. It was something like that. But I find that oddly reminiscent to the actual quote that Oppenheimer's professor gave him that told him, you know, some people can read the music, some people can write the music. He's like, but can you hear the music? And he's basically saying, can you feel a connection between two things? And like, is it internal? Is it in you? Can you figure it out? And I find that oddly similar to that. And so I think, you know, Tesla believed that he was like an antenna for thoughts that were out there in the universe that would come to his mind. And so...
And what is that?
What is that? Could be God. But that's why I say I kind of believe God is more like the force than he is like Zeus sitting up on a cloud, you know, dictating everything that we do. I think it's more like a force. It's more like an endless abundance of thoughts. And some people open themselves up to this, and they're like an antenna for all of these ideas. And so I think that, you know, all of these things that you feel that are, you know, when somebody says like, well, there's an endless amount of possibilities, and you think like, okay, if there is, like, could human beings figure out something like this? I think that's like our antenna, you know, like we're not quite there to where we can arrive to the answer, but I think that we have some kind of intuition that like leads us along the right lines. Like it really starts to vibrate whenever we get close to figuring out something true. You know, this is getting off on my woo-woo stuff that I never actually talk about. But yeah, I totally think that there's certainly some, dude, we are the most advanced civilization that we know of. I mean, we have people in space. You know what I mean? So there's something about us that's special. There's something about us that's obviously genius. And for some people, for any like academic or somebody to sit back and be like, nah, human beings don't have the intuition to be able to, or the intuition of the genius to be able to figure out time travel, or, you know, creating artificial wormholes to move us from point A to point B throughout the universe. I don't know. I think if you gave us like another 1,000 years, maybe we'd get there, you know? And I don't think it's foolish to think that human beings now feeling like that's going to be possible through our intuition. I don't think that that's like a crazy thing to say.
Thank you for watching the video, guys. Please hit that subscribe button and check out this clip's full podcast episode by clicking here or in the description below.